Class of cloud computing. Today we will learn about SLA versus web service. SLA. SLA stands for service level agreement and web service SLA stands for web service level agreement. Cloud computing that provides cheap and pay as you go computing resources is rapidly gaining momentum as an alternative to traditional IT infrastructure. As more and more consumers delegate their tasks to cloud providers, service level agreements between consumers and provider emerge as a key aspect. Due to the dynamic nature of cloud, continuous monitoring on quality of service attribute is necessary to enforce SLAs. Also, numerous other factors such as trust on the cloud provider comes into consideration, particularly for enterprise customers that may outsource its critical data. This complex nature of the cloud landscape warrants a sophisticated means of managing SLAs. In this tutorial, we will learn a mechanism for managing SLAs in a cloud computing environment using the Web Service Level Agreement framework developed for SLA monitoring and SLA enforcement in a service-oriented architecture. We use the third-party support features of WSLA to delegate monitoring and enforcement tasks to other entities in order to solve the trust issues. In this tutorial, we will learn about these topics: introduction, SLA definition, SLA components and category, customers and service provider definition, qualities determined by SLA, SLA parameters and metrics. Service level cloud computing that provides cheap and pay as you go computing resources is rapidly gaining momentum as an alternative to traditional IT infrastructure. As more and more consumers delegate their tasks to cloud provider, service level agreement between consumers and providers emerge as a key aspect. Due to the dynamic nature of the cloud, continuous monitoring on quality of service attribute is necessary to enforce SLAs. Also, numerous other factors such as trust on the cloud providers come into consideration. What is service level agreement? Cloud computing is the new trend of computing where readily available computing resources are exposed as a service. These computing resources are generally offered as pay as you go plans and hence have become attractive to cost conscious customers. Apart from the cost, cloud computing also supports the growing concern of carbon emissions and environmental impact since the cloud advocates better management of resources. We see a growing trend of offloading the previously in-house service systems to the cloud based primarily on the cost and the maintenance burden. Such a move allows businesses to focus on their core competencies and not burden with back office operation. Cloud is defined as both the applications delivered as service over the internet and the hardware and the system software in the data center that provide those services. According to this definition, delivery of application as service over the internet and hardware services are both parts of cloud computing phenomenon. From hardware service point of view, there are few new aspects in cloud. The most prominent being the illusion of infinite computing resources and the ability to pay for use of computing resources on a short-term basis as needed. As consumers move towards adopting such a service-oriented architecture, the quality and reliability of the service become important aspect. However, the demands of the service consumers vary significantly. It is not possible to fulfill all consumers' expectation from the service provider perspective, and hence a balance need to be made via a negotiation process. At the end of the negotiation process, provider and consumer commit to an agreement. In service-oriented architecture term, this agreement is referred to as SLA, Service Level Agreement. This SLA serves as the foundation for the expected level of service between the consumer and the provider. The QoS attributes that are generally part of an SLA, such as response time and throughput, however, change constantly, and to enforce the agreement, these parameters need to be closely monitored. Due to the complex nature of customer demands, a simple measure and trigger process may not work for SLA's enforcement. So we can describe SLA as a formal contract between a service provider and a service consumer, SP and SC. SLA is foundation of consumers' trust in the provider. Purpose is to define a formal basis for performance and availability the SP guarantees to deliver. SLA service level objectives are operatively measurable conditions for services, SLA and SEO, basis of selection of cloud provider. Due to the complex nature of consumer demand, a simple measure and trigger process may not work. 4 different types of monitoring demand made by service consumers are mentioned. One scenario is a consumer demands the data exposed by a service provider without further refinement, such as transaction count, which is a raw metric. Second scenario is consumer requests that collected data should put into meaningful context. This scenario creates the requirement for a process which collects the data from different sources and applies suitable algorithm for calculating meaningful result. Such metrics include statistical measures such as average or standard deviation that need to be computed from a raw set of numbers. The third scenario is the consumer request certain customized data to be collected. In the fourth scenario, the consumer even specifies the way how data should be collected. Both the latter mentioned scenario, that is third and fourth scenario, imply an advanced consumer who would have a knowledge of the inner working of a provider, and somewhat rare in practice. Other issues such as trust also needs to be considered during SLA enforcement. For example, consumers may not completely trust the certain measurement provided solely by a service provider and regularly employ third-party mediators. These mediators are responsible for measuring the critical service parameters and reporting violation of the agreement from either party. It is believed that upcoming trend of cloud computing is an extension of service-oriented architecture paradigm, and it will provide a striking balance applied to cloud as well. Service level agreement describes a set of non-functional requirement of the service. Example: RTO time, return to operation time in case of failure. SLO, service level objective, that is the objective to be achieved. KPI, key performance indicator. The service level objective is objective of service quality that has to be achieved. Set of measurement KPIs with threshold to decide if the objective is fulfilled or not. It is believed that the upcoming trend of cloud computing is an extension of SOA paradigm. The process of managing the provider-consumer agreement in computing clouds closely resembled the generic provider-consumer agreement. So, an architecture is proposed for managing cloud consumer and provider SLAs based on WSLA specifications. Two reasons to justify the importance of this consideration is the most prominent cloud provider, Amazon EC2, puts the burden of providing SLA violation on the consumer. That is, the consumer should take steps to enforce the SLA. Having a formalized SLA enables the setup of the enforcement process to be automated and hence relieves consumer from the burden. It is believed the work that significantly interacts where WSLA has been used as a base of grid service monitoring. However, computing grids are very different from cloud computing in terms of business model, architecture, resource management, programming model, application model, security model. Hence, it is believed that applying WSLA to the cloud context would be significantly different effort from the previous work. Some of the important aspects of the best of our knowledge, that is first use of WSLA in context of cloud computing. SLA contents. What are the contents that SLA must include? A set of services which the provider will deliver, a complete specific definition of each service, the responsibilities of the provider and the consumer, a set of metrics to measure whether the provider is offering the services as guaranteed, an auditing mechanism to monitor the services, the remedies available to the consumer and provider if the terms are not satisfied, how the SLAs will change over time. Web Service SLA. WSLA consists of a set of concept and a XML language. It is described to capture service level agreements in a formal way. WSLA comprise of mainly three entities. First, parties. WSLA contains the description about service provider, service consumer, third parties. The task of the third parties may vary from measuring service parameter to taking actions on violations as delegated by either the service provider and service consumers. SLA parameters. In WSLA, SLA parameters are specified by metrics. Metrics define how service parameter can be measured and are typically functions. There are at least two major type of metrics. Resource metrics are retrieved directly from the provider resources and are used as is without further processing. For example, transaction count. Composite metrics represent a combination of several resource metrics calculated according to a specific algorithm. For example, transactions per second per hour combines the raw material or combines the raw resources metrics of transaction count and uptime. Composite metrics are required when the consumer needs insight and contextual information with raw number don't suffice. In a third metrics referred to as business metrics, it refers to as business metrics has been defined. It is related to SLA parameters to financial terms of service consumer. So we can define web service SLA alternatively as WS agreement, XML based language and provide protocol for negotiation, establishing and managing service agreement at runtime. Specify the nature of agreement template. Facilities in discovering composite providers. Interaction, request and response. These are the characteristics of any interaction. WSLA's web service level agreement format consists of formal XML schema based language to express SLA and a runtime interpreter. Measures and monitors quality of service provider parameters and report violation. Service level objectives are a set of formal expression. These formal expression have the well-known if-then structure. The antecedent contains conditions and the consequent action. An action represents what a party has agreed to perform when the conditions are met. The major or an established WSLA contains parties, service definitions, obligations. WSLA comprise of two party, supporting parties and signatory parties. Signatory parties are the service provider and the service consumer. Supporting parties are the third parties that come into picture when signatory parties decide to delegate certain tasks such as measuring SLA parameters. Next is security reasons. A service definition contains the description of the service provider interface. Services are represented by a service object. Each service object associates with one or more SLA parameters. Obligation. This section contains the condition and the action parameters. Difference between cloud SLA and web service SLA. Before learning the difference, we must learn something about WSLA architecture. We have realized that some aspects of the cloud that affect the direct use of WSLAs are the cloud is inherently dynamic and the resource usage changes dynamically. Hence, any system that tries to enforce a SLA need to embrace this dynamic nature. It is suggested that all measuring tasks in a cloud context be performed through function. We identify certain measurements. The cloud parties most profitable and discuss them later. Due to the monitoring concerns of privacy and data security, consumers may be hesitant to disclose certain details to cloud providers. We identify a set of tasks that can be delegated to trusted third parties to cater for better security. QoS parameter. Traditionally, web service response time, SLA violation rates for reliability, availability, cost of service, etc. Cloud computing, QoS related to security, privacy, trust, management, etc. Automation, traditional web services, SLA negotiations, provisions, service delivery, monitoring, and are no automated. Cloud computing SLA automation is required for higher dynamic and scalable service consumptions. Resource allocation, traditional web service, LUDD, universal description, delivery and integration for advertising and discovering between all providers. Cloud computing resources are allocated and distributed globally without any central functions or without any central directly. This is the huge difference between SLAs and non-SLAs, or sorry, SLA and web service SLAs. A web service SLA document is structured correspondingly, taking into account the specifies of an SLA environment. It comprises of parties. Parties describes the involvement in the management of web services, which include the signatory parties as well as third parties that are brought into the SLA to act on behalf of service provider or consumers, but cannot be held liable on the ground of this SLA. The relationship of a sponsored party to this sponsor is not within the scope of this arrangement. A WSLA document is structured correspondingly by taking obligations in mind. Obligation is one of the part. It defines the service level that is guaranteed with respect to the SLA parameters defined in service definition. Also, the promises to perform action under particular conditions are represented in this part. An SLA contain one party section. It may contain multiple service section and one obligation system. Types of SLAs. The SLA language is based on XML and XML schema has been defined for its syntax. All language elements are defined as XML schema types. At the same time, these type definitions also help us defining the semantics of SLA language, as every element must be assigned a type that defines the structure of its component. In WSLA language, we associate a particular meaning with the type of WSLA XML schema such as parties, metric, function, etc. Types of SLA. Service level SLA. A service based SLA covers one services for all users. This is one of the relevant example. For instance, if the finance department and human resources department are two customers which will be using this service, the same SLA will be valid between the IT service provider and these two departments, since it is a service based SLA. Types of SLA. Second is customer based SLA. Customer based SLA is an agreement with one customers covering all the services used by the customer. For example, the relationship between you and your telecom operator. You use the voice service, SMS service, data service, and several other services of the telecom operator. For all these services, we have only one contract between the user and the telecom operator. Similarly, if the IT service provider provides several services for business and the customers, and if all the service levels are documented in one service level agreement for the provided services, it will be a customer based SLA. Multi-level SLA. In multi-level SLA, aspect of SLA are defined according to the organization of the customer using some kind of inheritance with overall definitions with relevance for other subordinate level. The SLAs forces on the organization of the customer. All services and their interrelationship with secondary service are used when defining the multi-level service agreement structure. Service level management is monitoring and measuring performance of service based on SLOs. Provider perspective makes decision based on business objective. Consumer perspective decision about how to use cloud services. Considerations for SLA are business level objective, responsibilities of provider and consumer, business continuity and disaster recovery, and system redundancy. These are the main types of SLAs. Business level objective: consumers should know why they are using cloud service before they decide how to use cloud computing. The balance of responsibilities between producer and consumer will vary according to the type of services. Consumers should ensure their cloud providers have adequate protection case of a disaster. These are another considerations of SLA: maintenance, location of data, seizure of data, failure of provider, jurisdiction. Maintenance of cloud interfaces affects any kind of cloud offers, applicable to both software and hardware. Location of data: if a cloud service provider promises to enforce data location regulation, the consumer must be able to audit the provider to prove that regulations are being followed. It means all the regulations are being followed is not, it is tracked. Seizure of data: if law enforcement targets the data and application associated with a particular consumer, the multiple tenant nature of cloud computing makes it likely that other consumers will be affected. Failure of the provider: consumers should consider the financial health of the provider and make contingencies plans. The provider policies of handling data and application of a consumer whose account is delinquent or under dispute are to be considered. Jurisdiction: consumers should understand the law that apply to any cloud platforms. SLA requirement: security, data encryption, privacy, data retention and deletion, hardware erasers and destruction. These are different data security requirements. Regulatory compliance, transparency, certification, monitoring, audibility. Key performance indicator KPI, low level resource metrics. Multiple KPLs are composed, aggregated or converted to high level SLOs. Example: downtime, uptime, packet size and so on. Thank you for watching.